Hello. So today is Thursday and I am making up some vanilla cupcakes. So I wanted you guys to come along on the journey with me of making these vanilla cupcakes. I already started the process. I got the oven preheated and I have my butter already creamed with my sugar, and now I am adding in the eggs. So I want you guys to see what I have going on. All right, 1 second. All right, so here is the vanilla batter that we are making. All right, so we've already creamed the butter and the sugar, and then we added in 1 egg. So now we are just going to grate down the bowl. A really, really important step in baking. I'm gonna crack our eggs into this measuring cup. That's why you do it in the measuring cup, not directly into the mixer. I want to mix the egg in until we don't see any more yolk. Then we're going to scrape down. We're going to add in our final egg. So for this recipe, we're going to use 4 eggs. And remember to just mix until you can no longer see any yolk. Next, we are going to measure out our milk and our flour. I use oat milk because customer requested dairy-free cupcakes. So we're gonna add. I poured it into a separate container because we are going to alternate between the flour and the milk. In this bowl, I'm gonna measure out the flour. My sifter. I'm gonna measure out the flour. Okay, got the flour. Now we're gonna measure out the baking powder. So I always use the top of my baking powder to level out the spoon. You need 2.5 teaspoons. And we're gonna do our stuff. All right, so like I said, we are gonna alternate between the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. So first we're gonna always start with dry ingredients. We're gonna go in between wet and dry. my vanilla is whipped. It's really important to scrape down your bowl when you're baking. All right, so we put in dry ingredients. Now we're gonna add in some more of our wet ingredients. And the flour is already sifted, so it's not gonna have any lumps in it. This is the last of the wet ingredients. And finally, the final amount of flour. Scrape down the sides and the bottom of this bowl and give it one last mix before we put these into arm or cupcake tin to bake them in the oven. All right, you don't want to overmix your dough, your batter. So we're just gonna scrape off this mixer. The tedious process of baking. All right, so this recipe will make like a dozen, like 2 dozen cupcakes altogether. And it's a vanilla cupcake. Okay, next, you're just gonna add the cups into the These are foil cupcake liners. I like them because they don't drip out of the bottom. But if you make cupcakes with like paper cupcake liners, a trick for if your cupcakes are like greasy on the bottom, you can add rice down into your cupcake cavity, like before you add in your cupcake liners, and that'll make them not be oily on the bottom. All right, so now we are just going to, I use this cookie scoop. It is a 2-ounce cookie scoop for my cupcakes. I'm just gonna fill up the cupcake liner and scrape off the excess, and then pop it right into my tin. Bake. I normally tap down the cupcakes to make sure they're even. And then we are gonna put them in the oven. So for cupcakes, I normally bake them for like 18 minutes. And after that, or while that's baking, I normally make my buttercream for those cupcakes. And so that is what I'm gonna get ready to do. First, I'm gonna clean up the mixer from where the cupcakes were. So let's talk about storing cupcake batter. So I have an order for tomorrow, but I'm not going to use all of this batter today. So you can do 2 things if you're not going to use all your batter that same day. One, you could have made the recipe cut in half, but I do know that I have some other cakes and treats that I had to make in a couple of days. And so I want the cupcakes to be made fresh, but I'm making the batter today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store the batter, the rest of it, in like an airtight container so that I don't have to make the batter again over in a couple of days. And that will last for um, for like a week. But if you are making you want it to last longer, then you can also make your cupcake batter ahead of time and you can freeze it in the freezer. And then you can let it unthaw. And then when it unthaws, you can pipe it into the cupcake liners just like normal and bake it off for the day that you need to day you need your cupcakes made. So it's a lot of different things, especially if you are a home baker. I bake from home, and so one thing that really is helpful is for me to make the cupcake batter like ahead of time, which is what I did for today. Also, if you have lots of orders coming up at once, you can actually make your cupcakes ahead of time and you can wrap those in saran wrap inside of the container. For instance, if you are putting them in a 6-inch, I mean, a 6-count cupcake holder, you can put them in there and you can wrap that in plastic wrap, and you can also have those already baked, like if you have a really large order. So last year I had a really big order, and it was for like 100 cupcakes, and so I couldn't obviously make them all like the day before. I could decorate them the day before, but all I did was made the cupcakes ahead of time. And then I put them into the cupcake tins and I wrapped them in plastic wrap and I labeled them, of course, and I put them in my freezer. And then the night before I was about to have the order ready, I took them out and I put frosting on them. And that saved me lots of time, effort, and energy. So that is a tip for you if you are a home baker, you want to take on larger orders. You can bake them before and you can freeze them, or you can bake them before and you can put them in the refrigerator. But you don't have to do everything that same day. Or you can make the batter before and you can freeze the batter. And then you can even like measure it out. Say for instance, I showed you guys that I used the 2-ounce cookie scoop. So with using the 2-ounce cookie scoop, I can portion and I can put 12 ounces of cake batter in a bag, like a plastic bag, like a freezer Ziploc bag. And that way I know, and of course you label everything. And that way I know if I just only need to make 6 cupcakes for somebody, then I can pull out the bag and it'll have it labeled and everything on it. And I normally just label everything with a Sharpie or something like that. So I just got the rest of my batter all bagged up. And I'm going to use later on this week. My order is not due until Sunday, so I'm going to keep this in the refrigerator for a couple of days. I'll probably bake them the cupcakes on Saturday night and then have them ready for them to be picked up on Sunday. And the cupcakes have a little bit more time left, so right now all I'm going to do is continue to clean up the kitchen and wait for those cupcakes. If anybody comes on and has some questions, as the title said, I am Taylor. I'm owner of Taylor's Kitchen. I operate from Albion, Michigan, and today we are baking some cupcakes. And so I was just talking to you guys about the process of storing your excess cake batter if you only have a certain amount of cupcakes that you would like to make. So I am making an order of cupcakes, and I only have a dozen that are due today. And I have another order later in the week that is due. And so I was just telling you guys how to store the rest of your cupcake batter, or you can make a half recipe now and then make a half recipe later. But I chose to mix everything up now. And then while my cupcakes are baking in the oven, I'm just getting things cleaned up from what I did today. So I'm going to make sure I label that, and then I'm going to put it into the refrigerator. And that way on Saturday, it'll be easy for me to come on and bake the cupcakes really quickly because I won't have to mix all of them up. So if anyone's out there, and let me know if you like to bake, or do you have a favorite recipe that you like, or what's your favorite cupcake flavor? Like I said, today we are making um, vanilla cupcakes. So that is what we are doing. So just to go over another key point, when you are mixing up your vanilla, when you're mixing up any cupcakes and you're using the creaming method, which is when you cream your butter and sugar together, make sure that you are creaming it until it is very pale and light and fluffy. And you want to cream your butter for about 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. And then after that, we added in our eggs. Now, when you add in your eggs to your cake batter, you want to add your eggs in one at a time, and make sure often that you are scraping down your bowl and you are making sure that you don't have you ever baked something and then when you get done after adding your flour or milk, you just have a big air bubble at the bottom of the bowl with ingredients that's not mixed in? That's because you're supposed to scrape down your bowl in between adding ingredients. And so we add in our eggs. We add it in one egg at a time, and we make sure that it's completely incorporated, so we don't see any yolk left in the egg, in the batter, so that we know that it's mixed in completely. So after we add in all of our eggs for this particular cake method, what we did was we alternated between our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients. You always want to start and end with dry ingredients. And dry ingredients help bring in all of the wet ingredients, and it helps your batter to be thicker when you put it into your cupcake tins to bake it. So we got about 7 more minutes before these cupcakes come out of the oven. Alternating wet and dry ingredients and making sure you keep the dry ingredients first and last. Okay, and so my oven was set to 350 degrees before I started baking the cupcakes. They were already all preheated. And like I said, we're just gonna wait until the cupcakes are done. Be a couple more minutes while I am cleaning up. Another thing that I did today was made some red velvet cookie sandwiches. Well, they're gonna be cookie sandwiches with they're red velvet cookies with white chocolate chips with cream cheese in the middle. So here they are. This is for another order that I had to do today. So I have been baking all for a little while. I won't say all day. But these cookie sandwiches are gonna be obviously they're gonna be these red velvet cookies will be turned into cookie sandwiches, and I will take. I'm gonna make the buttercream, but I'm gonna make that off camera. I'm gonna come back maybe tomorrow and do decorate the cupcakes with you guys because I haven't made up the buttercream yet. So these are the red velvet cookie sandwiches. I don't know that. All right, so these are hello, see, Change the World Consulting. How are you doing today? I was just telling everyone that I had made some red velvet cookies, and these are going to be turned into red velvet cookie sandwiches. And how I make those red velvet cookie sandwiches is I take one of the cookies and then I open it and I put some cream cheese buttercream inside of it. And then I put another cookie on top. And that's how I make I did I did almost say CTW coaching. I had to read the name and make sure it was the right name. I was like, hello, Change the World Consulting. Yeah, that's it. That's the right name. I'm so used to saying CTW coaching. That's funny. Yes. So that is what we're doing. We are making some vanilla cupcakes and they are in the oven. They are almost done. I'm excited. I mixed everything up with you guys and got to see the process. If you get a chance, you can go back and watch the whole entire video and you'll see how the cupcakes were mixed and measured and portioned, and now they are almost done in the oven. So I'm watching them be done right now. Ooh, I want some. Ha ha! These are for order. Maybe you can have some. I think about making some. Maybe I'll be nice. Possibly. So they only have a couple of more minutes and then I'll be able to pull them out the oven and you guys will see how they look. I was just telling everybody that I was gonna clean. I normally take the time while the cupcakes are baking to either make my buttercream or definitely to clean up the mess that I made from baking. So that is what we're doing at the moment. I'm washing dishes. Hey, by the way, February 15th is the last day to renew it. Thank you for that. I actually already renewed my LLC for the state of Michigan. I did it early this month because I had to document it for opening up another business account. So I'm all set. Let me go grab my wire rack so I can take these cookies out of the oven. Cupcakes. 1 second. Wire racks. Wire racks are very important. So you don't burn up your counters when you pull your cupcakes out of the oven. Do you have any questions about baking vanilla cupcakes? obviously you have a business in the state of Michigan, Change the World Consulting. Make sure you guys go and follow Change the World Consulting. She is a business coach and she is awesome. So make sure you guys go and follow her. How you make vanilla taste so good? I always just put extra vanilla. That's how I make vanilla taste so good. Some people put a little bit of vanilla. I put a lot of vanilla because I don't want the flavor to bake out and I want it to taste awesome. And then also, when I make my frosting, vanilla seems so boring until I try. Thank you very much. And when I make my frosting, I also put vanilla in the frosting. Then I put a little bit of imitation almond extract to like make the flavor taste even better. So it's all about baking and mixing everything well and having a good foundation for your cupcakes. I really appreciate that you said vanilla seems so boring until I tried yours. My heart is happy and content. All right, let me go get the cupcakes. Maybe I can turn you guys around. All right, all right. I don't want this to hit the oven door. Let's see. All right. All right. These are our vanilla cupcakes. Don't they look yummy? The test. Let's do the test to make sure. They are completely. Yeah. Look at this. Delicious vanilla cupcakes. All right, y'all. I'm tall, so I gotta make sure this camera go back up. Okay. So now we are going to. I also didn't know there was a difference between white cake and vanilla. Yes, white cake does not have any vanilla extract in it, and they often use shortening instead of butter. So the only part that is really consistent in that is that they um use the sugar and stuff. Otherwise, everything else is like the same. All right, so we're gonna do our test. If it comes out clean, it is done. It came out clean. I got this little nifty thing too. It says cake tester on it. I don't know if you can see it. But if it comes out clean, then your cake or your cupcakes are all done. I used to use toothpicks, but I was just wasting a lot of toothpicks. And this one is metal. I bent it. But you can get one of these to test your cakes and you can wash it and reuse it over and over and over again. So now those baked for like 18 minutes. Now they're all done and they are cool. They're gonna cool. I'm gonna wrap them up and I'm gonna finish decorating them tomorrow. I might go live when I decorate them. Depends on the situation. It's really quiet right now, which is unusual for my life. I normally have somebody around making some noise. But I'll definitely make a video of the cupcakes being decorated. And I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me. Do you have any more questions, Change the World Consulting, about these cupcakes? or any kind of cupcakes or baking. It's really hot, but it's a perfect little vanilla cupcake. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on and hanging out with me and watching me make these vanilla cupcakes. They're gonna be they requested for my order vanilla cupcakes with strawberry frosting, and I'm gonna add some sprinkles. Let me show you the sprinkles. I'm gonna add in these lovely sprinkles. So I'm excited. And of course, we're gonna put lots of glitter because they like lots of glitter. I'm on my way to I'm leaving, which is why I am not making the buttercream online and frosting them for you. So have a blessed week and make somebody smile today. Do something nice. Say something nice. All right, guys. Bye.